Hi, I'm Opera George. I'm not sure that's a compliment. It's been sort of something they tease me about. My father was a famous tenor. He was a truly great tenor. He went by the name of Gianni Savelli, and he made his Italian debut in Venice in 1962 singing William Tell, of all things. Okay? He sang Puritani, William Tell. Those are kind of roles I don't sing. I'm more of a robusto. I can sing some La Boheme, I can sing some Cavalleria, and did. But I never had a career like he did. And his career was very short, sadly. Anyway, I want to talk about listening to your voice and what you should be doing with it, okay? First of all, you're going to want to find a voice teacher. If you really got a voice, you need a voice teacher, okay? And here's what to run away from. If you walk into the studio and they go, have you do ma, ma, run away. They're not teaching you anything. Okay, if they start talking about things like coloring your voice or making it richer or putting it in the mask or there's a lot of cliches they use because they don't know a damn thing about it. Okay, so they use cliches like a liberal, like a socialist does. They talk, they got no answer. They know nothing. What voice is athletics. Just like everything else you do with your body, it's athletics. Okay, it really is. You have to know how to use the muscles and what muscles you're using. Okay, and there's two things about voice. There's placement, that's up here. I teach you that. And your breath. That's it. You got placement and breath. Now your ears are destroyers of voice. Your ears will ruin your voice. Your ears are only good for hearing the pitch. And I'm sorry to tell you, but you're stuck with whatever God gave you. That's it. You can color it some, but you're not going to sing for long. If you want to sing when you're 70, I'm 70. If you want to sing when you're 70, you learn how the instrument works, you deliver the breath to the correct place, and that's it. You don't worry about how it sounds. You use your heart and your emotions will color the sound for you. I mean, that's natural. But to try to woof it up, you're going to ruin it, okay? You're not going to last till you're 70 at least. By the way, I really can't sing. That's a B flat. I don't know what the trill was. Probably a high C. Look, I got a right to tell you about voice because I'm 70 and I can still do it. I'm a dramatic tenor. I'm not a squealo type, not the William Tell type my dad was. But I can still do it at 70 because I was so well taught. My father, he was so well taught. His teacher's name was Lila. She was up there in Manhattan somewhere. I remember going to her studio and looking out the window from way up high. She overlooked Central Park somewhere. Lila Livian taught my father how to sing. Now, Lila lost her voice when she was real young. She had a nervous breakdown, 17, 18, 19, whatever she was, real young. Probably somebody broke her heart. She was a doll, by the way, little tiny Jewish lady, okay? Little tiny Jewish lady. And she didn't sing beautifully anymore. She couldn't. She lost the delicate sound in her voice went away. But she could teach voice, and she could demonstrate. And I never heard anything like her. She was a bomb going off. And when she would get mad, and she was demonstrating, right, her voice shut out. It was like a rocket. It was an amazing thing that this old Jewish lady, little tiny, looked like a scrub woman, she could knock it out of the park. Okay, now if you go and your voice teacher tries to get you to go la 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 and can't demonstrate nothing, run. He's not a voice teacher. Okay, something else. If you want to sing opera, you get a coach. If the coach tells you to start owning, you got to do this, they're not really even a coach. You get out of there. Okay? A coach teaches you the way a word should be pronounced and how the phrasing is and where you breathe and how the interpretation of the music. That's it. Now let me show you what a voice teacher does. Okay? You go into the voice studio, the first thing you're going to want to do, the first thing you ever do when you voice is, getting ready to warm up. Your voice is cold and okay, so here's what you do. You take your thumbs and you stick them in the back of your throat. And you use your diaphragm by pulling it in like this. But you put your thumbs, and you make a yawn. There is a yawn inside, like if you were at church sitting in the first pew and the preacher looked at you just as you're going to yawn, and just as you're getting ready to yawn, right? And you go, and you have to suck that yawn in, man, close your mouth. That's the position you sing in. That's it. And the way you get that position is to do this. Okay, you go. Okay, kids, that was a C above high C. You don't sing in the studio. You exercise. Okay? These are the exercises that will teach you how to sing. It's you, and then ma, 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 ma. Touch uvula. You, ma, 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 ma. 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 Why you and ma? Because you tend to bring one of them forward, the ma more. You tend to bring it out of position. But the you, you'll keep in position. And after you do it, a little bit, you're doing it again, you touch the uvula again. That makes you want to throw up. That's your gag reflex. You're going to trigger your gag reflex and you're going to get over it. Trust me, you won't throw up every time. You might throw up once or twice. I have seen students puke. Okay, that's your gag reflex. You can get rid of that. And you're going to learn to raise your soft palate. Now, I say that's an involuntary muscle. They're wrong. They don't know what they're talking about. It's not smooth muscle at all. Okay, so it's now those are all correct and in position. They're sung correctly. Just staccato. The last one was a high C sharp. I'm 70 years old, folks. Now, dramatic voices don't last past 65 max. Unless they're loudly volpi, okay? He gave his last concert at the age of 80. 80 years old. Caballé came over and walked him off, It was cute. It was adorable. Sang Nessun Dorma from start to finish. By the way, it was written for him. Did you know that? The opera turando was written for the tenor Lauri Volpi, Giacomo Lauri Volpi. One of the greatest singers of all time. Sang correctly, sang Huguenots and I don't know what all else, Puritani, all kinds of stuff. So what we do is we go, ma, 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 huh? The placement where your voice needs to enunciate from is not at your lips, like when you're talking, but it's in the back of your throat. You need to throw it back. It's back behind your ears. When you get into the high register, we'll talk about registers. I don't believe in them much, a little bit. When you get into your high register, it feels like the back of your head is raising. Literally, It feels like the back of your head is raising. Now, why is this position correct? Because it opens up your sinuses. It opens up your resonators. You get to your sinuses not by bringing it forward or putting it in the mask. You get to your sinuses by pulling it back where you throw up from. And when you throw up, right, it comes right out your nose too, doesn't it? Why? Because your sinuses are open. I know, vulgar, but it's true. It's the way the instrument works. So what you do is you yawn in back and you lift. You keep lifting and you keep lifting. And the idea is just to keep lifting, always yawning up and yawning up and yawning up no matter what you're doing else. Whatever you're doing, vocally. Forget about the tone, forget about the sound, and just do the exercises. And they're these. Yo, 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 yo. La, 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 la. Yo, 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 yo. Okay, alternate you and ma. Now the next side of the voice in your throat, right, is you get the voice up. Then the next thing you do is you put your hand right here, okay? And you take your tongue and you pull your tongue back and down and you go, caw, caw. Your soft, the tissue right where your tongue, it'll push your hand down violently. I mean, really. You're doing it, you go, caw, 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 caw. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, I'm 70, I'll get over. The point is, the next part of the exercise, this ka sound, all that's doing is you're going to pull your tongue down. That's the second side of your throat. Pavarotti never learned about that lowering of the throat. That's why he was always a lyric tenor. He lasted a long time. Not as well as a lot of the great singers. Pavarotti didn't have that full control of the instrument. He didn't know how to sing as well as a lot of them do. Okay, Bierling didn't either. As beautiful as that voice was, I don't think he had that conception of lowering the throat. There's a lot of reasons we lower our throat, okay, but the biggest reason is it involves the dimension of your resonators again. Now you're getting a chest voice sound, which I don't even use that. All we know is that we want to create as big around a spot. We want to create the bell of a trumpet inside our throat. Okay, and the way you do that is by lifting the uvula, lifting the soft palate, lifting the throat and back as high as you can, and you got to visualize it. You got to keep it back up here. Got to keep it right back up here, and then you lower the tongue. You you lower the tongue. Why do you lower the tongue? Because that's the bottom side of the bell. You make a big round spot that you can put a grapefruit in. That's what you're looking for, right? But the focus of the tone, in order to keep that, is behind your back teeth. Let me tell you something else. You don't need to open your mouth so doggone big. You really don't. When you see them opening their mouth wide open like that, I think, ooh, boy, they don't know about the throat. They don't know about the position. Because those voices probably are not going to last. Now, let me tell you something. There's exceptions that prove the rule. Mario Delmonico, I swear before God, it was such a magnificent instrument. But he really, really, really only had his way of singing. It was kind of it was pushed like hell, okay? I love it. It was a fantastic voice. There are things that he does that are so exciting, but it was pushed. Now, the interesting thing was he was in a real bad car wreck in the 50s. My dad went, and I might have been in the 60s, I'm not sure. My dad went and lived with him for 6 months. They were buddies. Listen, it's a very small community, this operatic community in Italy. It's not that big a community. But they were buddies. Dad moved in with him for about 6 months. This is after my dad wasn't doing much singing in Italy. That's another different story. But Mario Delmonico worked with my dad for about 6 months, and you know what they say when he came back from that accident, he sang better than he ever had. Well, the reason was because Mario he was singing on intuition and strength. And when he lost his strength in that car wreck, he didn't have that support anymore. He didn't have that energy anymore. He didn't. And it took a lot out of him. But Dad taught him what to use and how to use it a little bit better. And Mario still pushed like hell, but he pushed like hell with a little bit more brains in his head. It was an amazing voice. My favorite of all is Di Stefano. If you listen to his voice, it's so beautiful and so incorrectly sung. He sings Faust aria when he's young, and he takes the high C and he diminuendos. Look it up on Google, kids. Faust, Giuseppe Di Stefano, okay? Got to do that. He and Dad hated each other, by the way. So the next side of the voice is ka and ga, ga. Now ga gives you this width, and it goes ga, 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 ga. It starts high, just like the U or the ma. It starts real high. You, ma, ma. But you lower the throat. Once you start doing this, it's like pretty soon you're lifting 100 weights, and then 100 pounds in weights, and then you're lifting 150, and before you know it, you're up to 450. Anybody that can pick up 450 pounds and put it over their head is a badass. Okay, I can't. Of course, my back wouldn't take it anymore. But the same thing applies to voice. It is an athletic learning. Leave your ego out of it. Leave your emotion out of it. Leave your conception of what it's supposed to sound like completely out of it, and let God or nature take care of the sound. It will sound much better in the end doing it correctly. And you will sing like I do when you were 70. Well, maybe not like I do, but you'll sing like you do. You'll still be singing. When you're old and decrepit, you'll be singing. Now, why is this so important for me to teach you? It's really, really, really good for your health. I don't think there's a better exercise on the planet than singing correctly. Oh, and another rule. If it hurts, you're doing it wrong. It can tire you out some. It can even make you a little bit hoarse. Just a little bit hoarse. It can, singing an opera is a very hard, difficult thing to do. Of course, if you're doing it correctly, you might get tired afterwards. You might seem a little hoarse. But in a day or two, you're going to be right back to where you were exactly. Oh yeah, the pitcher's arm might be a little bit sore after he throws. But if he's doing it right, he'll recover in a couple of 3 days. That's why they have a bench. That's why they got a bullpen. So don't worry about it. But if you're doing it correctly, like I'm showing you right here, by the way, I don't care whether you're singing rock and roll or blues, if you're a lyric tenor, or if you're a dramatic tenor, or a dramatic baritone, or whatever, basso, mezzo, alto, everybody does it exactly the same. It's an instrument. It's athletic. If you don't learn how to do the tumbling runs, if you don't have a coach there showing you how to, you're going to fall on your butt. Same thing with singing, okay? So go into a studio, find somebody who can help you. But when you walk in, ask him what kind of exercises you're going to do. And if he goes, run like hell. That is not teaching you to sing. What teaches you to sing is to open the space up here and to deliver the breath. And he stands there and he watches you, makes sure you're doing it together, coordinated, and that you're not fouling up the tongue. He makes sure you open the throat real quick, right? It's not a big deal. You probably do need a good teacher. Maybe I should give some, studio lessons, just 3 or 4 of them, just leave them on and let you kids work with it. But the problem is, you need to focus and you need to not overblow the instrument, right? By the way, I do them different volumes. But I never give it more than like 70, 80%. I mean, just good firm. I don't scream. Okay, I place the voice where it belongs and deliver the breath. I don't care what it sounds like. God gave me the sound I've got, and He'll give you a wonderful sound. And not only that, I got news for you. I've heard voices have been shredded by voice teachers, okay, come into my father's studio when he was teaching. And these were dedicated people that really wanted to learn how to sing, and they worked so hard to learn how to sing, but they had a voice teacher that just threw their voice in the trash can. Okay? These exercises will clean a lot of that up, maybe not all of it. But you literally can learn to sing correctly, even if you've had your voice hurt. I've seen it, okay? And one of them is still singing, and one of them is in Korea teaching voice. Good friend. I'll leave his name out of it. I'd have to talk to him before I put his name out. Anyway, so let's go through a couple, all right? All I'm doing is I'm breathing just right with the belly. And when you breathe in, by the way, just relax. Just let your belly fall. Stop sucking air. And all of this. Just relax your arms. And don't try to suck air in. You don't need to suck air in. Right? You just drop your belly. And you breathe through your nose if you can. Right? I can't always. I got sinus problems. Everybody gets sinus problems, and I got a cold and stuff. I have to go and I have to shower and try to vomit throw the water up, the salt water up through my sinuses. So I have sinus problems, and it's not going to throw a thing into your voice, okay? That doesn't matter. And, if you can't breathe through your nose when you're having trouble on stage, just let it happen. But you relax your belly to breathe in. That's all you do. Just relax. Just let it fall. Your belly does it. Watch your baby when it breathes. They just, and then their belly, they just go, and their belly goes, and when they scream, right, their belly goes in, and then they go, and they suck it all right down. But you don't have to pull anything. You relax your shoulder, you relax your belly, and just let it happen. It just happens. It's like immediately, automatically. That's the way God made us. That's enough above high C. That's as high as I ever vocalized. Look, kids, there's your ma, and you, right? And you put it all back here, right, in the same spot. Just the uvula. Always touch the uvula. I don't need to so much anymore because I do it automatically. But when you start, you take your tongue and you put it right here, right? And you relax your shoulders and you put a smile on your face and stop opening your mouth. This is it. Now look at this, guys. Here. This is it. Oh, I bumped it. Excuse me. This is it. You go this much. Right? I high C. I see a lot of sopranos do it. I see some tenors doing it too. You know what that does? Throws you all out of position. It diminishes the size of the voice. You don't need to open your mouth. You need to close your mouth a little bit because the sound comes off of your body, off your sinuses. It doesn't come out of your mouth. Some of it does, but not all of it. Those really huge voices you're hearing, how do you think they make that sound? They've not got a megaphone. They got a megaphone inside. And what they do is they vibrate every little piece. There's a soundboard on my piano. On this one, there's just electronics, but that's another story. So just stop opening your mouth like it's, what you want to do is you want to relax your jaw like this. What? Huh? Everything, this, right from here down is all relaxed like an idiot. Okay? And everything from here up is lifted. Yeah. Up here. Okay? So this is all relaxed here. And everything from here up is an inside yawn. As it feels uncomfortable and it's a little bit strange at first, I remember. Okay? And what you do is you keep vocalizing way past where you sing. Real quick staccatos, you can do it. Deliver the whole voice up there. Don't push, just lift. And don't make the sound. Don't make it. Okay? Leave your ear out of it. Doesn't matter what you sound like. Okay? What matters is that you sing correctly and you sing when you're old, right? And it's good for your health and your heart. The best aerobic exercise in the world, right there, singing. I got news for you. See, I'm an old man and I'm healthy and young. Why? Because I exercise every day, every time I sing. And I sing a lot. By the way, I spent the last 25 years mostly singing in churches and nursing homes, so it doesn't matter. You know, I don't need the opera house to feel good about my voice and why I use it. I don't need to even make money with it. Be nice. My dad really came close to having a world-class career. He should have had it. He was on top singing William Tell and La Boheme and Manon Lescaut at the biggest theaters in the world. But his career ended. They all end some days, huh? So listen to it, enjoy it, but make it a part of your life that makes you a better person and makes you healthier and stronger and wiser. I don't know, I may bring in a student or two and do some more of these, we'll see. Anyway, that's how to find a voice teacher and what you should be learning. Che bella cosa, mai un'altra sola, bella cosa, mai un'altra